Hello pilots and welcome to the first episode about different flying spots. My name is Peter and I'm gonna show you a few spots that I've visited in the north of Spain in Catalonia, through which I've been traveling and flying. So, what can you expect in this video? We will go through several flying spots in the Pre-Pyrenees and on the coast close to Barcelona. Specifically I will talk about Ager, Organya, Mauroux, Olesa de Montserrat, Pineda de Mar, and I will just mention Berga. Even though I haven't been there as the weather was not good, everyone was mentioning this place, so be sure to check it out. In this video, I will give you general info about these areas and possible flights in these areas, of which some I have planned and uploaded for you to download following the links below. I will share with you any info I feel might be useful to you, yet I don't want to make this video overwhelming, so I'll try to keep it brief and I plan to do subsequent episodes that will be more specifically targeted on one location each. Also, I would like to mention that this guide shows just a small fragment of a huge number of Spanish paragliding areas. And our first stop is going to be Ager, a lovely small town on the south side of Pyrenees, just under beautiful mountainous cliff facing south. This area is a huge playground for any level of pilot with many safe options to land. But you don't have to stick to the cliff. If you feel like you want more, this area will accommodate you as well, with longest recorded flight of almost 200 kilometers free flight and FAI triangles up to 170 kilometers, as you can see on the X contest. Whenever I'm in a new place, first I go for the landing. There is a chance of meeting local pilots that will give you some valuable information about the local area. In this case, the landing is a big grassy place with fake grass pads and several wind sleeves. It's located north of Ager and next to the PG school, from where you can take the lift to the takeoff. The lifts are from 5 to 7 euros. You can also take your car and follow the road to the north that will take you all the way up to the takeoff, and will take you also to the middle takeoff, which is in the middle plateau and is used when the conditions are not perfect on the top. The main takeoff is located on the Pas de Ares in the altitude of 1567 meters and allows you to take off with west up to southeast wind. It's a wide, flat and rocky area where you have plenty of space to prepare your glider and get ready for takeoff, as you can see on the video. Flying in Ager was intuitive. The landscape leads you with many ridges to follow. The terrain is quite dynamic, so it is basically a huge playground that you can enjoy all day. You can also just follow the main ridge and enjoy the views, and for the XC pilots you can go north following the mountains and making a circle visiting Organya. So basically you have the main ridge here. From this place you can go to every direction you desire, yet the most promising area might be to the north. This highlighted area is an area that I would call a fun zone or a beginner's area. It's just a place where you will always be able to land safely close to the main road or get back to the cliff and just get up again. In this highlight you can see the area where most of the cross-country flights are happening around this area. This is the most common route that I found on the X contest. You can get over 100 km triangle here. If you have somebody to take you back, you can also try to go from Ager to Berga, which is over 150 kilometers flight. As you can see, it's pretty easy to top land here. Be careful though, if the conditions get strong, be sure to go down and land on the landing. Regarding accommodation, you can find camp and several guest houses in Ager. I was here with my car, so I was sleeping in my car and just parked anywhere around the place, as I was here off season and there were not a lot of people. I definitely recommend to go to the top and spend the night there, or at least get there overnight, because the night sky here is just amazing. Now let's move to Organya. Organya is a mecca of paragliding, with its famous magical mountain that gives you lifts all day and is a preferable place for most of the acro pilots. Takeoff is clean with fake grass and big enough to feel comfortable. It's facing south and allowing you to take off with south wind at altitude of 836 meters. It's located here, right above the landing. You can get there with the lift from landing for a few euros or with your own car, which you can park next to the takeoff, or you can just hike up. The landing is wide and flat with several wind sleeves. As I said, this area is main destination for acropilots, yet the surroundings lets you also enjoy some XC flight, as you can see on the X contest. You can go to Ager and back, and vice versa. You can also go to Tremp and back, as you can see on the map. The surrounding area is filled with valleys and beautiful sceneries, especially when the sun is already low and about to go down. Be careful though, I have managed to get too far into the valley and was unable to get back and ended up in the middle of nowhere, and with pure luck that was meeting one of the 5 cars that go on that road during the day that took me to Organya. So be careful, might be a long walk. This is the fun zone of Organya and the main reason people are coming to this place. Because of Magical Mountain that gives you lifts all day, which means you don't have to touch the ground for several hours just doing your tricks. And here you can see the highlight of the XC area around here. And if you decide to stay here with your camper, you can get water at the gas station in Organya, and there are several grocery shops as well. Now we're gonna go to the French side of the border, close to Andorra, about an hour and a half from Organya. Takeoff here is wide, grassy and clean, facing south in the altitude of 2070 meters, and with possibility to take off with southwest to southeast wind. Landing is beneath the takeoff, but the valley allows you to land basically anywhere. You can leave your car at the landing and get a lift to the takeoff from there. Here you get to enjoy Pyrenees mountains that are up to 3000 meters high. I really love this place, the scenery was beautiful and the terrain gives you a great number of opportunities. This is the beginners area, where you don't have to jump any deep valleys and you can land basically anywhere. And this is the XC area. In these mountains you can get really creative. But what I've seen mostly on the X contest is this. Basically you go to the west, you jump the valley and you go back. Now let's go south to Olesa de Montserrat. This small takeoff is close to Montserrat National Park with its unique tower rocks. Here the takeoff is facing southwest and gives you opportunity to fly with the wind coming from west to the south. It is accessible only on foot, so we parked our car here and walked this way. We made one flight in this area, and it was only a soaring day with broken thermals as the wind was pretty strong. So be careful when flying here. If the wind gets too strong and you get too deep and low into the valley, you might not be able to get out of there. Anyway, it is a nice stop on the way to the coast. Now we are going to the coast, to Pineda de Mar, which is a small takeoff east of Barcelona facing southwest in the altitude of 218 meters, letting you take off with wind from southwest to southeast. In this area you can play using the wind coming from the sea, and if the day is right you can even fly to the beach and land there. This was a place where we were able to fly even though conditions in the mountains were unflyable. Here you can see that top land here is pretty easy, even though the conditions were quite strong. To get there, you can leave your car in the streets below and then go to the takeoff on foot, and it's about 10 minutes walk. Berga. Now, this is a well-known place, but I haven't managed to visit, so I just want to mention it for you, since it's supposed to be really nice and full of ex-sea opportunities. There are many takeoffs following the mountain and valleys. I hope I'll get to Berga soon, so I can bring you my own experience. Alright guys, this will be all for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked the video, and if you did, please like, subscribe and leave any feedback you have in the comment section below. And I will see you at the next episode where I will take you to Andalusia.